fun, fast-paced hatha yoga flow. Welcome to this 25 minutes hatha yoga flow. So we'll just start with our short meditation, bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the stomach, and just beginning by deepening the breath. Just preparing the breath for the class. And just bringing your awareness into this present moment. So first by preparing our mind for the class, and then we'll begin to prepare our body. So feeling the breath move, inhaling into the chest, feeling the expansion, and exhaling from the abdomen, feeling the breath releasing, and just slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Just staying here for a couple more seconds. Really finding a rhythm with your breath. And you can drop the hands back down to the knees if you feel like you've established the breath. And we'll just stay here, establishing a sense of relaxation and concentration that will carry throughout the class. And then when you're ready, we'll start with some gentle movement. So we'll drop the chin towards the chest and just stay here for a moment, keeping the shoulders down. And then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder, coming up and round, creating slow circles with the neck. Inhaling as you look up and exhaling as you come back down. And we'll change directions, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. Just finding a movement that feels good for you. From here, lifting up both hands, bringing the left hand to the right knee and twisting to look over the right shoulder, keeping length in the back, keeping both sitting bones on the floor, and feeling a nice gentle twist in the lower back. We'll come back through center, inhaling as we reach up, and exhaling. This time the right hand comes to the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. And just slowly breathing into this twist. And on your next inhale, coming back to center, reaching the arms up, bringing the right hand down to the side, keeping length through the left side body as you reach over, inhaling back through center, and exhaling as we fold to the left. Again, moving at your own pace with your own breath. And the next time you fold to the right side, we'll just stay here for a couple of breaths, making sure both sitting bones are on the floor. And if it gets too intense, you can come off the forearm and just lean on the hand. Inhaling to find length and exhaling as we fold to the other side. And this side might feel a little bit different, but just not trying to force anything, making sure it's comfortable. Inhaling as we reach up once again and exhaling to fold forwards, keeping length through the spine and relaxing the head and the neck down. And when you're ready, slowly coming back up, and from here we'll come forwards onto all fours. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll warm the spine up with some cat-cows, dropping the belly as you look forwards and rounding the spine as you look back. And finding your own pace here, whatever feels good in your body today. You can also bring movement side to side if that feels good. And just making sure the breath is guiding the movement. So each movement fits inside each breath. And on our next exhale, coming back into child's pose, relaxing the forehead onto the mat, and inhaling back into our cow pose. Exhaling into our child's pose, and this time inhaling to reach the hands up, coming into a back bend, exhaling into our child's pose. And we'll just follow the breath here, so every exhale coming back into a child's pose, and every inhale alternating between reaching the arms up or coming forwards, dropping the belly. So just waking up all through the back. And then our next exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So finding length through the spine, pushing back through the hips, pushing away from the mat with the hands. Maybe you want to pedal out the feet. Then on our next inhale, looking forwards, and exhaling as we step the feet up, coming into a forward fold. Cradling the arms if that feels good for you. And on your next inhale, reaching the arms up above the head. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling as we reach up, and exhaling, hands back to heart center. Just moving with your own breath here. Inhaling as we create space, and exhaling to softly join the hands at heart center. And then on our next exhale, we'll fold forwards. This time inhaling, stepping the left leg back into a low lunge, and exhaling as we come back into downward dog. Breath retention, knees, chest, chin, and inhale to come forwards into cobra. Exhaling back into downward dog, and inhaling, stepping the left leg forwards. Exhaling, back leg up. Inhaling to reach all the way up, and exhaling, hands to heart center. Again, inhaling, come up. Exhaling to fold forwards. Inhaling, right leg steps back. And exhaling, pushing back into downward dog. Knees, chest, chin, and inhaling, cobra. Exhaling, back into downward dog. And inhaling with our right leg stepping forwards. Back leg comes up, and inhaling to reach all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And from here you can follow along with me, or just go through the sun salutations at your own pace. So this time we're stepping the left leg back. Making sure when you come through to cobra, the pelvis stays on the floor, elbows are bent. And if the foot doesn't quite make it through the hands, you can also just support it forwards. So taking long, deep breaths here. This time right foot stepping back into our lunge. Breath retention. And right leg comes forward once again. Forward fold. Inhaling as we reach up and exhaling, hands to heart center. Just staying here for a moment, feeling into the benefits. Making sure our breath is still nice and long. And from here we're going to come into our wide-legged forward fold, folding from the hips, reaching the hands down towards the floor, relaxing through the whole upper body. You can also use a pillow or a block to support the hands if they don't reach the floor. Focusing on inhaling into the chest and exhaling from the abdomen. Each time just folding a little bit deeper into the pose. And when you're ready, we're going to turn towards our right leg, facing the foot forwards, bending the knee, coming into a high lunge. Inhaling as we reach the hands up, squeezing the thighs together here. And then exhaling, bring the hands to the mat. Inhaling as we reach our right arm up, bring the left hand to the floor. And exhaling as we release, dropping the back knee onto the floor as well. And our next exhale, coming into half splits. And inhaling as we come forward into a low lunge. Again, just moving with your breath here. Just slowly warming up the muscles. Not straining or pushing. And then on our next inhale, pressing up on the back foot and pushing back into downward dog. And this time stepping the left leg forward between the hands and coming up into our high lunge. Finding balance here. Reaching, finding length with the hands, feeling strong through the legs. And from here, dropping our right hand down onto the mat, lifting up through the left hand. Inhaling in and exhaling to drop. Inhaling to look forwards and exhaling into half splits. So again, moving at your own pace here. Going only to where it feels comfortable for you today. Noticing, especially in the morning, the body is a lot less flexible. So just noticing that, not trying to change anything, not trying to force anything. And just a couple more breaths here. And then we'll lift up on our back foot and exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling to come forwards into plank, and exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog, shoulders down away from the ears, and exhaling downward facing dog. Finding length once again, and from here we'll drop the knees down onto the mat and come back into a wide-legged child's pose, so bringing the knees slightly far apart, relaxing the forehead down onto the mat. Finding length through the upper body as you reach forward with the hands. Making sure you're still breathing deeply. And on our next inhale, coming back into all fours. And from here, sliding the feet to one side. Bringing the left leg out long and the right leg in. Inhaling to reach the hands up and exhaling to fold from the hips. Inhaling to come back up and exhaling to fold. So inhaling to find length and exhaling as we fold forwards. And the next time we fold, we'll just stay here, wherever feels comfortable. So making sure you're folding from the hips, just relaxing down through the upper body. And then the next inhale, we'll slowly come back up through center. We'll change sides, so inhaling to find length and exhaling to fold. Again, just finding your breath here. And the next time you fold, we'll just stay here, bringing the head towards the knee. And each inhale, inhaling into the chest, and exhaling from the abdomen, maybe going a little bit deeper into the stretch. And on your next inhale, slowly coming back up. And we'll bring both legs out to the side, leaning over to the left side and reaching with the right hand, both sitting bones on the floor. And just keeping that length through the side body. And we'll change sides here, coming over to the right hand side. And just finding a position that feels comfortable for you. Keeping that length, keeping the sitting bones grounded. And then when you're ready, coming back through center. We'll bring the legs together, bending the knees. And slowly lower ourselves down onto the ground, hugging the knees into the chest. And then when you're ready, slowly releasing the feet, keeping the knees bent, and we'll come into our bridge pose. So inhaling to lift the hips up, hands behind the head, and exhaling to relax everything back down. So again, moving with your own breath. Inhaling as we push the hips up, keeping the weight in the heels, and exhaling to release everything back down. And then next time we bring the hips up, we'll stay here, keeping the hands behind the head, or you can also interlace the hands beneath the body for a slightly stronger stretch. And then on your next exhale, releasing everything back down. So practice shoulder stands here. So the first option you have, if you don't feel comfortable doing a full shoulder stand, is just to support yourself with a pillow. You can also do some slow movement, bending and straightening the knees. Or if you feel comfortable, bringing the hands underneath the body, straightening the legs, tucking the shoulder blades in, and on an exhale, pushing up into a shoulder stand, supporting the body with the hands, the chin tucked in, and breathing here. And from here you can also do some soft movement, bending each knee, one knee at a time, towards the face. And if it ever gets too much, you also just have the option to hug the knees into the chest. And we'll just stay here for a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, supporting the lower back down onto the floor. Hugging the knees into the chest. And then if it feels okay, we'll just come into a mini Shavasana. So just feeling into the benefits of the shoulder stand. And just allowing the body to rest. And then when you're ready, coming into a counter pose. So tucking the shoulder blades and hands underneath the body, flexing the feet. And inhaling to point the toes coming up onto the top of the head, and exhaling to release. So we're finding a nice bend in the spine. So making sure there's not too much weight on the top of the head. And then we'll hold here for a couple of breaths. If it gets too much, just feel free to release whenever feels comfortable. Making sure you're still breathing. And exhaling, we'll come back down. We'll bring both legs into the body, hugging the knees. And from here, hugging the left knee in and right leg out long. And we'll bring our left arm out to the side. And from here, crossing our left knee over towards the right side and gaze towards the left arm, making sure both your shoulder blades are on the floor and not trying to push the knee to reach the floor, just finding a comfortable twist that feels good for you. And on your next inhale, bringing everything back to center. Bringing the right knee up and crossing the left leg over the right knee and threading the needle, slightly flexing through the feet and hugging the legs towards your face, feeling a stretch in the outer glutes. And this time we'll release through the left leg, grabbing hold of the right leg. Bringing our right arm out to the side and crossing the right leg over to the left side of the body and gaze towards the right arm. And again, just finding a gentle twist without pushing or straining, keeping both shoulders on the floor. And when you're ready, coming back through center, this time crossing the right leg over the left leg and hugging both the legs towards the face. And we'll just stay here for one more breath before releasing down into reclined butterfly pose, allowing the knees to drop to either side. And you can stay here a bit longer if you like, or if not, we'll come into our final pose, our final relaxation, Shavasana. So bringing the hands by the side, closing the eyes, and just allowing yourself this time to let the body completely relax. Maybe thanking yourself for coming to this class and appreciating everything you've done for yourself. So just allow the breath to be soft and natural, releasing any tension. And just noticing how the body feels now. So just allowing your whole weight to sink into the mat, to sink into the floor. And we'll finish the class here. So thank you so much for coming. Namaste.